All right, good morning, everyone. Sorry for the possible near seasickness there. Oh boy, do I have stuff to show you today. Okay, first of all, let's start out with stuff that's not for sale, right? So, first of all, I may be a little bit tired. I just got done working a 6-hour shift, which usually I work 10s. Recently, I've been working quite a few 12s, but working a 6-hour shift on my day off. Long story, but basically I have to take a class this week, and so I can't work my regular shift, and so I had to make up some time. So anyway, so work 6 hours on my day off, and now I'm home. So I may not sleep today, but that's fine. Gotta take some stuff to the post office later from Etsy and ship it out. And yeah, so I might not have time to sleep today. That's fine though. Who needs sleep, right? Okay, none of you have seen these because they were sold before I put them on Etsy. So there was someone that in one of my videos I was talking about getting the masculine prayer journals, masculine Bible journal stuff all squared away, and I decided I was going to make 2, and then I was like, well, I'll just make 4, and then the same person bought all 4. So Carol, thank you for purchasing all 4. Thank you for showing the interest, and that's why when I say, hey, what would you guys like me to do on my channel? What would you guys like me to sell on my Etsy? What would you guys like me to create? Because I know a lot of people like my grungy style, and sometimes I'm just looking for examples. And although I don't do make to order stuff yet, well, this kind of was, you know. So anyway, using some Tim Holtz papers for the covers, some of them for the inside, and a lot of Victoria's Design printables on the inside. So again, these are not for sale. These sold already. So pocket here, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys, this is an ATC I did, kind of wanted to show you guys, you know, what I was thinking for masculine type journals. Now, these ones of course are geared toward the Christian faith and are perfect for that type of journaling. With that being said, I can make them, you know, other ways. I may just make neutral style journals, you know, maybe some masculine journals without all the Jesus-y stuff, although that's really what I'm wanting to get into, because I just, like I said, I believe it was my last video, there's just such a divide where there's really nothing out there for guys for journaling. Other than just blank notebooks, you know. There's nothing out there for guys to really get into Bible journaling, and if there is, please post links down below. I want to see it. I've not found anything, so if you can't find what you're looking for, make your own, right? And I would love, I'm gonna make myself some of these, but it's just a matter of using the traveler's notebook inserts I've got, and you know, making room for more. So here's some Beeline designs. Here's some Bow Bunny Beeline designs, and Illustrated Faith stamps, since we're all concerned about stamp copyrights. Don't know why that just blew up all of a sudden. Thought everyone knew that, but I guess not. So Tim Holtz. Here's some vintage sheet music. So I'm just gonna, again, man, these aren't for sale because they have already sold, and these will be going out in the mail today. And so I'm just doing a really quick flip through now. These that you'll be seeing more of later, real vintage ephemera, local to me. First of all, Kansas City, Missouri, October 27th, 1909. Where's it at? Mr. Ed Hayes, Neosho, Missouri. So all of these are the ones that I bought from a guy that does local ephemera, and he's just got boxes and boxes and boxes. And so Ed Hayes is was a merchant in my area, and you know, honestly, I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I don't know the history of it, and I really need to. But very well-known guy. They've got buildings named after him, stuff like that. And so it's just cool to be able to add my local ephemera from the early 1900s, late 1800s into something that I make for you guys. It's just really cool. So yeah, so I got, you know, I really like this page. It's just Victoria's designs with some Beeline design stuff there, and some random stamping here. Now, these will obviously evolve, so if you don't see anything that really, like, you know, makes you too thrilled at the moment, I mean, these will evolve. These first two are the first ones I did of these, and so I was just kind of experimenting. You know, I made two of nearly the same tags. Here's a little tiny pocket. I just didn't have anything to put in there at the time. You know, and these really follow basically the same exact thing because I pretty much put them in the same exact, see, Mr. Ed Hayes Grocery Company, Neosho, Missouri. Because I kind of put these in, I did these first two at the same time, then I did the second two at the same time. So I was going to do sets of two, and I'm like, I'll just give her the opportunity to purchase both of them if she wants. And she did, because she's like, you know, my son-in-law, one of the two, both, I'm not sure, are in this like men's Bible study group, and they just don't have anything like that. And she's like, this would be really cool because I'll tell them about you, but we may give these as gifts. He may use all of them. I don't know. So March 22nd, 1910, Mr. Ed Hayes, Neosho, Missouri. Yeah, man, that's cool. So, and you can even see 20 sacks of lima beans, 1,566 weight for the weight, $4.90 per pound. Amount is 5 1/4 minus 6, whatever they're talking about there. And amount in 1910 for this was $76.73. I just think that's really cool. And this paper, although it's kind of fragile, it's really not that bad. So anyway, just a little bit stuff I did here, the stamping and such. And again, this is basically the same as the journal I just showed you, except this one has graph paper and the other one has line paper, and that's it. So here you can see some Nick the Booksmith stuff. Here is one of my labels, and I'm pretty sure this one's one of the actual labels. It's not printed, it's actual label. And then some Tim Holt stuff, Nick the Booksmith again, some vintage dictionary page, some washi, stuff like that. So fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. So those are those two. These ones, again, very similar. Here's some stamps I purchased from someone on Etsy, washi tape. Here, again, this is one of the actual vintage labels. It's not printed from my, you know, shop. It's the label, because I'm not going to use all of them. Some more Tim Holt stuff, Nick the Booksmith, some Nick the Booksmith Denison label digitals, and all that fun stuff. So, all right, we are already almost 10 minutes into this, and not even to the stuff that I have for sale. So, but I just wanted to show you guys, you know, kind of what I'm thinking for, because I was talking to Norella from Calico Collage. It's another ATC, which actually, funny story, this is my great-grandfather, and he looks exactly like me, if you guys, or I look exactly like him, whatever. I don't know if you guys can see that very much, but anyway, we look exactly alike when I don't have my glasses on. So here I put some brads in here as some decoration. This, remember how I said those receipts were quite brittle? Some of them are. This is part of one of those receipts going to Mr. Ed Hayes in from New York, July 9th, 1910. And this was a page. And it was a really neat page too, because it flipped out on both ends like that. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it that well, but it's a bit fragile, and so it just kind of fell out. And so now, you know, you have more ephemera up here in case you want it. Anyway, love this paper. This Tim Holtz paper is fantastic. So anyway, Victoria's Designs decided I would do something other than just printed graph paper on the back of those. So I love this page. This page is fantastic, guys. Seriously, if you do this stuff, if you do scrapbooking, if you do anything, oh my gosh, if you make freaking notepads, I don't care. Go to Victoria's Designs. Fantastic. I am not sponsored. I am not on their design team, although I wish I were. I'm not. And, but man, this right here and that added stitch from that Beeline Design stitch stamp that I got from Linda Israel. Fantastic. I just love it. And then I just kind of grunged it up with some, you know, this was kind of an inadvertent, you know, happy accident, as Bob Ross would say, because it kind of bled through the paper. I just used standard copy paper, and it looks really cool. So I'm going to have to come back to this video to look at this and see how I made this one, because these last two I love. You know, the first two have really good qualities as well, but these last two I really kind of got into making it how I wanted, and kind of a bit of understanding as to what I was doing instead of just kind of winging it. Here's a little pocket with brads, so, you know, and then just, you know, more paper. It's what we do. We do some paper. Alright, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic, you know. April 20th, 1910. Manufacturers of baking powder. Chicago. Just love that old ephemera. So, and that's the thing though, those aren't copies, those are the real deal. So you can hold what Mr. Hayes here in my town, or town near me, held in 1910. That was stamped, that was written on over here, signed for, that, you know, super cool. So, more Victoria's Designs, and I just love her masculine journal kits. I'm pretty sure they're 12 by 12 because they do a lot of scrapbooking, and they've only recently started kind of catering toward the junk journal community. But still, get great. Look at that. That is fantastic. I don't know. That guy's really cool. I want his beard. All right. So anyway, there's the third one, and the fourth one, like I said, guys, is basically the same exact thing. So a couple cards there, or card and a tag. Victoria's Designs, like I said. I told Carol, who bought these, I'm like, I really kind of hate to part with this, because isn't that just like the most beautiful paper, vintage paper you've ever seen in your life? Maybe not, but I like it. But it's a really cool yellow, orangish, just really neat. And that one was from July 13th, 1910. So, really neat. Anyway, super quick flip through of this one, because like I said, guys, it's pretty much the same exact thing. However, there is this. Now, this has got me really excited, maybe a little more excited than I should be. This is a cutoff piece of Tim Holtz paper for what I used, I don't know, for something else. Maybe one of the other journals, because that's about 4 inches by, yeah, so anyway. This I stamped on and was like, oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. That could be great for journaling cards or prayer cards. I don't know if you guys, you know, really know a whole lot about those, but my wife and I, 1910. My wife and I really like having prayer cards to keep, basically journaling cards to keep, you know, prayer requests and people that we want to pray for and that we want to be thinking about and all that in with our stuff. Look at that. Is that not awesome? I love it. And with our Bibles and our journals and, you know, our devotional books and stuff like that. And so it's great to have more, you know, what we use right now is index cards. And I'm like, you know, I think I know a better way to do this and make it more fun and gorgeous. So I just love that. So Pittsburgh, Kansas, another place that's near me with some kind of messed up stamping there, like they stamped it twice because they didn't get a good impression on the first one. And this was shipped on July 13th, 1910. So with C. Hoffman and Son Milling Company, number 1522. So that's really cool. So anywho, that's what I got for that. Again, these are not for sale, but let me know if you think I should make some more. I'm going to, but let me know what you guys think down below. Okay, now let's do another thing that's not for sale right now. I've got to attach this little pocket. Okay, so I've got to glue this pocket as well and attach it. I've got to sew around, stuff's falling. Got to sew around these and, you know, attach them. Hang on. Okay. And here's a whole bunch of ephemera. So I told you guys that I was going to New York with my wife and kids and dog to enjoy some family time with the in-laws. This summer we went in July, June, one of those months. Can't even remember now. I'm so busy. It's all kind of just running together. But I made a whole bunch of little fall ephemera. And this is a little flip-up book. So I made a whole bunch of little ephemera, sewed it when we got back, or I used my stamp and faux sewed it. So I love tabs on tags, and well, really tabs in general. Doesn't even have to be on a tag, but so anyway, I made a whole bunch of stuff. I really like the faux sewing like this, because if I sewed all of this stuff, first of all, it would be incredibly choppy. It would kind of cut through all of this, and it just, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like actual sewing is more hype than it is practicality. But I love it. I love the feeling. I love everything. But I just feel like it can take away a lot of things too, just, you know, to have that added texture. But I think this faux sewing looks great on these stamps. Again, Beeline Designs, Linda Israel. But here's a little envelope to put some of your wonderful ephemera in. I've got a couple more somewhere. I just need to find them. I think they're in one of my bags. And a lot of this is using the Bow Bunny Fall or Autumn or whatever it's called. Isn't that fun? What's it called? Paper pad. And so this is just simple. I just distress the inside of it so it's not stark white. Here's a napkin overlaid over a tag, sewn about. Here's a little pocket. So anyway, really cool. I like these. And well, that's great, but what are these going in? Well, here's a vintage envelope. These are going in, first of all, if you buy them, I really don't care what they go in. Second, my original thought is that they are going in some fall journals I was making. Now, I got incredibly discouraged while I was making the fall journals. I'm like, you know, I'm just not really feeling it right now. I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. You can't make me. But then I made myself. So, yeah. So I made myself, well, I'm still making myself finish them. And so that's always fun. But I'm getting a lot closer. Oh, and there's a stamp set that'll come in one of these journals. And Happy Thanksgiving, Thankful for You, There's No Such Thing as Too Much Pie, a heart, and holiday calories don't count. Yeah, I don't do sentiments like that, so definitely not my forte there, and those will be going to somewhere. So wild animals with, again, Bo Bunny paper spine. Here's the original. This was all that was left of the original back, and I had to fix the rest of it. Did some faux sewing here because obviously I can't sew through this. But, well, some people say you can. I'm not going to. But just did some collage there. And, yeah, so I still need to finish the inside. Still need to do, you know, lots of stuff. Do some repair because, like, this is tearing because it was saturated from that glue. And I was doing this while I was at work because I can craft some when we have downtime. And so I was doing that, and then I had to go because it was, you know, my relief was getting there. It was coming up on, you know, like I said, the 6 hours on my day off, and so I just kind of threw this all in my bag and was like, well, let's go home then. And so that's what happened there. It didn't dry correctly. And same with this one. It's got some cracking here, so I'll probably just do some washi tape because, again, I mean, it's still not completely dried, so I'll have to fix that somehow. But see, it looks great when you're like that, but then you do this and you're like, ah, well, that's nice. So I gotta fix that. But then here's the rattle dump truck. I will have all of, oh, you can barely see that, good grief. Holy large spine, man. Okay, so this one's in really good shape for as old as it is, but that really irritates me, and I knew it was going to do that. I folded it in the creases, and I was like, you know, this is going to be all right. And then I checked it, and we got busy, so I couldn't really do anything else. But I checked it, and it was kind of like bridging over the. I'm like, oh, because I knew if I took my bone folder and I placed it down to make the fold again, it was just going to crack anyway. And so I was like, yeah, it's going to be a problem. So there's that one. But those will all have the original pages as well as the nearly the entire 12 by 12 paper pack in them. So those ones will be up. Man, this week is weird. By next week, it should be in the next couple days, but I am so tired right now, and I just don't know how much time I'll have. So my wife's kept me busy on my weekend for the past couple weeks, so I don't really know what I'm doing on my weekends anymore. But I'm making videos, that's what I'm doing right now. And this one, last but not least, man, something that is for sale. And you know what? I completely forgot to bring in my labels. Hang on, let me go get those. Stare at this book real quick. I'm coming back, I promise. Okay, let's hold off on this. Let's knock this out of the way real quick. So I just lowered these, the prices on these. Some of these apparently go for like $5 or something that we saw online when we were researching it. But here's a whole bunch of, remember the Ephemera guy? That's just what I'm going to call him, the Ephemera guy. That I got all the ephemera from for my local area. Well, he also threw these in when I was looking through stuff, and I thought, oh man, I can use those. And I don't make food journals. I just don't. I don't know. I should have just been like, nah, can I just get more of the? Because you know he was like, oh, so just feel how much $40 will get you, and I'm like, yes. And I need to go back and see him. But in order to see him, I need money, need to sell stuff, need to, not buy other stuff, and need to make my way over to his house. So, anyway, 38-piece ephemera, vintage food stuff, This is already up in my Etsy. This is already up there, and it breaks it down into how many of what I've got and stuff, and I just, yeah. So I just lowered the price on this. Because honestly, I'd rather them be used. I'd rather them be, I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. Do people put these in frames? I don't know. See, I'm just not sure. They've got really vibrant colors too. I mean, vibrant colors, really neat. I don't do stuff like this. And so I don't know. So I just kind of got them all together. And, yeah, see, there's a couple of these. But, so I just kind of got them out, figured out what I had, and put them on my Etsy, and they haven't sold, so I just lowered the price a bit, and hopefully they'll sell now. When I ship them out, they will be in between a couple pieces of chipboard and laying flat, so we don't have to worry about them being fragile like this guy back here, and ripping. So that's that. So those are up there. I think they're at like 20 bucks now or something. I don't know. I want them out of my craft room, honestly. I want them out of the house. I just don't see a need for me to have them because I just don't do that type of thing. I don't even know what type of journal this would be, but vintage, random vintage label journal. I don't know. But I don't do stuff like that, so I don't know. Anyway, the only thing I could think I would use would be those, but that would be really weird to have a random peanut butter label in the middle of a masculine junk journal full of railroad ephemera. That'd be weird. Like, oh hey, cool, peanut butter. It's random and kind of makes me feel a little awkward. So yeah, I don't know. I don't see a use for them, for me, personally. If you do, great, they're on my Etsy, and they're getting cheaper by the second, it seems like. So, anyway. Alright. Probably boring you guys half to death. Okay. This one is a Lapbook. So, Mike Deacon, actually, Mike, Nick the Booksmith, everyone else on YouTube that's made one, has inspired me to create a Lapbook. Now, I was making this a good while ago, and then I was like, you know what, I don't like it, so I stopped. Wasn't coming out right, just didn't like it. So I picked it back up after I saw my ephemera guy, and we made something out of it. Remember that bird book I got and I showed you guys in my car a while ago? First of all, Nick the Booksmith inspired snippet roll here. 2 little eyelets with some striped twiny string stuff with that real ephemera right here. It's a little tablet of ephemera so that you can tear it off and use it for your own whatever. Isn't that cool? These are just pieces that I've, folded in half and put in here. This is from the McGuffey's Eclectic Fifth Reader that I made my emergency management journal out of. Map page. Of course, these were not 1910. Actually, this one was close. I can't remember when it was, but the other, the rest of it is actual ephemera, like, 1910, like the ephemera that I showed you in the other journals. Here's also some old Jenny Gordon, I believe, book page. So anyway, lots of fun stuff there. Now, look at this. First of all, here's a pocket from the library of more collage. Okay. Over here, my heat tool's falling. Hang on. Okay. Over here, friends, pocket, actual vintage stamp, vintage map, vintage sheet music piece, and just some random burlap. But, again, from my ephemera guy, yes, those are holes. Isn't that cool? Here's one from Jefferson Granvaux, I don't know, whatever, Bank of St. Louis. Check number blah, blah, blah. St. Louis, March 11th, 1927. Cool. This one, McCune City Bank, McCune, Kansas, 1890 something. So I know this is from the 1890s because it's pre-printed on there, 1890. I've got a lot of these checks that are unwritten. It's like almost a full checkbook. Fantastic. So I thought I'd put it in here. Don't stroke out when you see the price on this. Trust me, it's been a long time that I've been putting in work, and I'm sure through this you will see. Because the cover, collage, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This is a lot of material, a lot of work, a lot of frustration. So, all right, let's get into this. So, I've just got on here collaged a whole bunch of stuff, faux stitching with the map, or gosh dang it, map, stamps, Beeline Design stamps that I've mentioned 1,700 times in this one video, on some old file folders, and some more book pages, some distressing, some, you know, writing area. Again, more of that real ephemera. Had to put some washi tape here on some of these just because they were folded a weird way, and I had to reinforce that fold. Otherwise, it would happen like in that Traveler's Notebook where they just fell out. So that would be no fun for anyone. Again, faux stitching with the stamp. April 30th, 1910 from St. Louis, Missouri. Look at that. Super fun. And then here's another one. Again, this one's inspired by Nick the Booksmith because she did a really cool, in her Lapbook video, she did like a really neat file folder flippy outy thing, and I basically followed that to a T, except I didn't have it like going the same way. So here's actually the packaging, or the you take off like masking tape, washi tape, and some of them have like the backing so that it doesn't stick to each other, and that's what this is. Now, problem with this stuff is, and I've figured this out time and time again, is that if you have glue on it, it will not stick. There's lots of glue on here, believe me. At one point this was adhered to the page, and then I sewed around it, and now it's up. Now you can write on it obviously, but the shiny side that is down does not adhere. So if anyone has a remedy for that, I really like this color, would love to use it, but you know, I can't do that if it's not going to stick. So, or if it's going to be like a weird, you know, tarp thing when I sew around it. So again, more real local ephemera. Oh, here's some of the bird pages. So more bird pages, some the People's Home Journal for January 1916. I've got some pages of that in here, and another bird image that's actually sewn on there. Here's the faux stitching. Here's the real stitching. Ooh, ah. All right. Vintage book page here that's adhered down. Another vintage receipt that, I mean, this paper still is, I mean, dude, it's thick, man. It's like cardstock. You can write on that for days. So got some more fun little collagey stuff here. More fun little. Now here's why I really like. I tried to show it earlier, but I really like this faux stitching, because if I did this messy, grungy, like let's just sew everywhere thing, I would have to either find pieces that line up exactly with. Sorry, light is insane. That would have to match up exactly like this over here, or it would just cut through everything, and it's not fun. So here's another bird image, and then here I'm not going to take these out because these are fragile and they're just good for collage and stuff, but like, see, look, it's just ridiculous. But these are some actual railroad like waybill type things that, you know, shows what they had on board and stuff like that. And see, that one's just gonna, yeah. So whoever gets this, because the Mod Podge likes to stick to things, is going to have to get that up themselves, because I don't want to like risk just ripping the whole thing, but it shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, here's a little collage tag with 2 pockets. This one, a little bit of parchment paper in here for something small, and there's a rail thing, locomotives, cars, tanks, heavy machinery, boilers, engines, pipeline. So, super fun. And, you know, fuck it. See? It's from a piece of that railroad stuff, so. Alright. And then here, this was inspired by, I can't remember who. I'm pretty sure I've got a video, but I ordered some envelopes that were altered that were really, really cool. I don't have them in here to show you, but they were really neat, and I got them and was very inspired to make my own. So I made some like this, and here's one of them. So anyway, I'm sure you guys can imagine all the uses that this would have. Fantastic little lap book. Love it. It's kind of 6 by 9-ish. So that's on my Etsy as well. We'll be in the section entitled Lapbook. So go in there, check that out if you are so inclined. Again, don't stroke out when you see the price, because there was a lot of work that went into that, and I just want some of that work back. And there's so much of the ephemera that I got from that guy that went in here. I need some money to buy some more so I can keep making cool crap. So anyway, yeah, that's what I got right now. So this is already up on my Etsy, and if it's not there when you go to look, then it has already been picked up. So I would go and check it out, at least take a look around, see if there's anything you like. A lot of stuff that's been in here for a while has been reduced in price, and yeah, so that's what I got right now. Again, these ones are not for sale because they are already sold. However, if anyone's interested, let me know. If you guys have any suggestions, anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys. If you have stuck with me for almost 38 minutes now, thank you. Bless you. I love you, and I don't know what else to say. You might be slightly psychotic for listening to me for that long. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and go check out my stuff. And what else? Yeah, I'll have some process videos of some stuff coming up. I want to do a little bit of art journaling, a little bit of Bible journaling. If you guys saw my Instagram yesterday, I was posting some stuff while I was at church about my journal and stuff like that. So it was really fun. So go check that out. And I'm going to start doing some little tips and tricks here for some Bible journaling, or for at least like sermon note taking and stuff like that. So, all right, I'll quit rambling. I'm going to go maybe take a short nap. I don't know. I'm kind of exhausted though at the moment. So thank you guys again for watching. Go check out my Etsy. Go check out my other videos. Let me know what you want to see on my channel, because I'm running out of ideas. Or I don't have time to think of ideas. So if you guys think of them for me, I will be able to probably do them, because I don't have to think about it. All right, thank you guys for my videos. Yeah, you know, I probably should take a nap. Thank you guys for watching my video. Aren't you glad these are not edited? Good grief. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.